Say all of those arrested had ties to 5 local gangs: the Culver City Boys, Gran Barrio Centrale, Juaritos, Southside Locos, and Westside Hustler Crip. Law enforcement agencies say these gangs are increasingly involved in drugs and other criminal activities.
We call them obstacles, or just the things that we go through, just being poor than the other communities. You get what I'm saying? Having drugs.
The gang landscape in Oklahoma is characterized by a complex interplay of various factions across 3 distinct regions: the Central Region, the Northeastern Region, and the Southwest Region. Each area grapples with its unique challenges posed by gang activity, which has escalated in recent years due to factors such as drug trafficking, territorial disputes, and the emergence of new alliances. With over 8,000 gang members in the Central Region alone, the prevalence of violence, including drive-by shootings and homicides, underscores the urgent need for community and law enforcement intervention. This report delves into the dynamics of gang activity within these regions, highlighting the key players and their impact on local communities.
Well, agents are telling us they've shut down a drug ring being run from inside state prisons. The operation was being run by a high-level member of the Southside Loco gang. It took place during several years, the investigation did, but in the end, 60 people were convicted. We're told the ringleader of the gang orchestrated the drug trafficking operation by using cell phones snuck into the prison.
Also tonight, federal agents say more than 40 dangerous gang members are off the streets here in Oklahoma.
They rounded them up over a 4-day period, and many of them are here in the country illegally.
Well, Paul, a lot of those people arrested could have been identified by a database here at the jail of fingerprints of illegal immigrants who have criminal ties. Investigators say all of those arrested had ties to 5 local gangs: the Culver City Boys, Gran Barrio Centrale, Juaritos, Southside Locos, and Westside Hustler Crip. Law enforcement agencies say these gangs are increasingly involved in drugs and other criminal activities, something that does not surprise State Representative Mike Christian, who wants tougher immigration laws in Oklahoma.
We've got a serious issue in South Oklahoma City. We call it Little Baghdad. And it's because of these illegal alien gangbangers, which I call them domestic terrorists.
The roundup began on September 8th and ended on September 11th. Those arrested were mostly from Mexico. 12 were U.S. citizens, 2 from El Salvador, 2 from Guatemala, and 2 from Honduras. Most were arrested in Oklahoma City, but arrests were also made in Lexington, McAllister, and Comanche County.
The Central Region consists not only of Oklahoma City, but also the surrounding suburban cities such as Midwest City, Del City, Norman, and Edmond, to name a few. The 3 largest Hispanic gang sets are the Southside Locos, SL, Grande Barrio Central, GBC, and the Juaritos, who also go by Grande Barrio Loco, GBL. These 3 gangs have a combined membership of over 1,500. The other 3 largest gangs in the region are the 107 Hoovers, Westside Rolling 60s, and the Rolling 90s. These 3 have in excess of 300 members each. Of these 3, the 107 Hoovers are the most active and violent. They're engaged in heavy drug dealing and numerous shootings and assaults.
As Tulsa police work to quell the gang violence that always seems to rise this time of year, these people filling a room at NSU Broken Arrow are doing the same. Agent Van Ellis is with TPD's gang unit. He's also part of the Oklahoma Gang Investigators Association, which brings law enforcement officers and civilians together to learn and share information.
Sometimes the indicators are somewhat subtle, and it's easy to see, or it's not always criminal, and not always criminal indicators that indicate gang membership.
Ellis says events like Gangs 101 are invaluable when it comes to educating people who work with at-risk kids so they can intervene when they spot signs of gang affiliations, hopefully before those kids become initiated members and a much bigger
First, a massive sting pulls more than 100 accused gang members off of Tulsa streets. 2 News reporter Liz Bryant finds the sting is combating a constant battle of gang violence. Liz?
Yes, it is, Sarah, and there are now 146 accused gang members inside this jail tonight. It took 2 months and more than 40 officers to round up everyone. U.S. Marshals, Tulsa police, and ATF specialists all rallied for a large sting targeting accused gang members.
We met Dwayne Jackson, who goes by DJ near 61st and Peoria.
No, you know, I'm not armed or anything like that.
He hesitantly agreed to talk to us about life in a Tulsa gang and admits he got involved at a very young age.
What can we call them? Obstacles or just the things that we go through, you know, just being poor than the other communities. You get what I'm saying? You know, having drugs.
Lack of resources, children with absent fathers, hungry families, and welfare are just a few of the reasons he gives as to why someone might be joining a gang.
The Northeastern region encompasses Tulsa and its surrounding communities, including Ocmulgee, Muskogee, and Bartlesville. The Hoover Crips dominate the area, with their main sets being the 107, 5-4, 6-tray, 5-7, and deuce 7. Disputes predominantly arise between the Hoover Crips and neighborhood Crips, often resulting in deletions, shootings, and altercations in schools. Notably, the summer of 2008 saw 4 gang-related deletions connected to the Hoover Crips, neighborhood Crips and Bloods. Unlike traditional turf-based gangs, the Crips and Bloods in Tulsa tend to operate more fluidly, allowing them to adapt and expand their criminal enterprises across the city. A notable trend is the emergence of a hybrid style among younger members of the Crips, who are seeking to distance themselves from the established Hoover and neighborhood factions, instead identifying simply as Crips. There's been a noticeable increase in Blood gang members visible on the streets of Tulsa. The Folk Nation Gangster Disciples have also become more prominent in the Tulsa area, with many aligning themselves with various Crip sets. In recent years, the presence of Hispanic gangs has surged in Tulsa. Most of these gang members are affiliated with the Surenos, but there's also an increasing visibility of Nortinos tagging in the area. The Latin King population is growing rapidly and appears to be forming alliances with Juaritos, further complicating the gang landscape in Tulsa. Addressing these evolving dynamics among gangs in the Northeastern region is essential for maintaining community safety and fostering collaboration among law enforcement and local organizations. The Southwest region includes Lawton, Oklahoma, along with surrounding towns and areas such as Altus, Duncan, Ardmore, Elk City, and Chickasha. This region is home to an estimated 4,000 gang members spread across 7 primary gangs, each with various sets. The dominant gangs in the Southwest region include the Crips, Bloods, Pyrus, Folk Nation, People's Nation, Surenos, outlaw motorcycle gangs, Wumji, and white supremacist groups. Unlike traditional gangs that are territorial, gangs in this region often travel between cities. They leverage social media for communication and business, focusing primarily on quick profits through firearms and drug trafficking. Gang-related crimes range from deletions to petty larceny. Among the Crips, the most prominent sets in the Southwest region are the 107 Hoover Crips, Neighborhood 90 Crips, NHC, Rolling 60s Crips, Main Street Mafia Crips, and the Foncho Gangster Crips. The 107 Hoover Crips hold the title of the largest Crip gang in the area, known for their involvement in drug trafficking, gun violence, and multiple deletion incidents. There is a long-standing feud between the 107 Hoover Crips and the NHC 90 Crips, as well as the Rolling 60s Crips, leading to several fatalities. On the Blood Pyrus side, the leading sets in the Southwest region include the 456 Pyrus, Outlaw 30s, 901 Bloods, Killer Insane Bloods, and the 580 Bloods. Bloods and Pyrus have seen a rise in membership and are engaged in ongoing conflicts with Crip gangs. The primary Folk Nation set in the Southwest region is the Gangster Disciples, while the leading People's Nation sets include the Latin Kings and the Vice Lords. Among the Surenos, notable sets include the Southside Vado Locos, Southside Locos, and Eastside Vario Segundo. Known as Sir 13, these gang members act as foot soldiers for the Mexican Mafia, involved in the distribution of guns and drugs throughout the region. The Surenos have also been implicated in numerous homicides and significant drug offenses in recent years. The presence of outlaw motorcycle gangs is increasing in the Southwest region, with the Outlaws and Bandidos being the 2 largest clubs. Numerous smaller chapters also support these prominent gangs, contributing to the complex gang landscape in the area. Addressing the rising tide of gang violence in Oklahoma requires a multifaceted approach that involves not only law enforcement, but also community engagement and intervention programs. The distinct characteristics of each region's gang activity, ranging from the territorial disputes in the central region to the fluid movements of gangs in the northeastern region and the profit-driven motives in the southwest region, indicate that a one-size-fits-all solution will not suffice. By fostering collaboration between law enforcement and local organizations, implementing prevention and intervention strategies, and focusing on the root causes of gang involvement, Oklahoma can work towards reducing gang violence and promoting safer communities for all residents.